we live in a world of experts. Somebody with a university degree is going to solve your problems for you. I don't think so. I don't think so. I would give you a couple of examples where I have gathered some facts, and I'll talk to you about medicine, modern Western medicine. In the figures from the Centre for Disease Control in Atlanta, 700,000 people die of cardiovascular disease, 550,000 people die of cancer, 100,000 people die of car accidents, but 800,000 people die of iatrogenic disease. Iatrogenic means that the thing that is being used to treat the patient is the thing that actually kills it. So modern pharmaceuticals and medical procedures are killing more people than cardiovascular disease, cancer, and car accidents. So, but we are consistently harangued into trusting scientific medicine to solve our problems for us. And you might say, well, okay, what's that got to do with commercial responsibility? And the essence of it is that when you look at something like the scientific or empirical allopathic medical model, you can see that it has actually failed. So why has it failed? And the essence of it, you could say, well, maybe their perception of the nature of what the human being is wrong. If your most fundamental premise upon which you base all of your theories is inherently flawed, all things that you attempt to derive and develop in terms of practice and procedure arising from that flawed model must inevitably be flawed. So scientific medicine fails. It's very, very good at telling you what is wrong with you. It is even very, very good at describing for you the process by which you become seriously degeneratively ill. But it doesn't know why. So, and it doesn't know why because the inherent basic premises about the structure of a model or the nature of a human being must be flawed. At least we could consider that possibility, couldn't we? Good. So, another area where we place great trust upon this is on the, shall we say, spiritual side, the religious side of life, where once again, I've just been reading a book on the history of the Knights Templar, which is really a history of the Crusades. The history of the religious power structures that have controlled our life is appalling, absolutely appalling and beyond comprehension. I was vaguely aware of this in 2002 when I went back and took a degree in, a postgraduate degree in theology, because I wanted to see or get an idea for myself, from the horse's mouth, warts and all, as I said to the director, about what it is they teach. It's flawed. So, in fact, it's worse. It's actually academically dishonest, which shocked me. And having a significant academic background, some of the spurious arguments they put forward left me gobsmacked. However, the fact that that's somewhat irrelevant, the reality is that in terms of succouring the population, in caring for the people, you only have to pick up the paper day after day to see where they have failed to deal with their own issues. So, the essence of it is that, and I'll just use these two major areas. You can see for yourself from the reports in the paper in terms of facts, figures, statistics, data, that this is a reality. The two things that areas where we most depend upon experts and professional advice have failed us. So the essence, and so the question then is, well, what do we do? What if we cannot rely on others to help us, then you better help yourself. The essence is take personal responsibility. You can manage. Mum won't save you, the priest won't save you, the doctor won't save you, the psychiatrist won't save you. You can bet the government won't save you. We're from the government, we're here to help you. It's one of the big lies, remember? So the next door neighbour won't help you. So you have to take personal responsibility, and I'll expand on this at some length in my next speech. However, at this point in time, I'm going to ask you, would you like to ask me some questions on this business of the failure or the inadequacies of the experts to solve our problems for us? It's up to you. I love questions. Yes?
Does anybody have it right? If
yes.
Everybody's got it wrong, well, sorry, not everybody.
Yes.
If the people in control have got it wrong.
Indubitably, those people who have taken personal responsibility, and I'm happy to give you some stunningly beautiful examples of people I've worked with, and who, because I have worked as a psychotherapist for some time, but more as a mentor or teacher. And time doesn't permit me today, but the next speech I do, I will expand on this. But I have a number of clients, students, young people who when you show them and help them identify what is their issue, and they take the personal responsibility of addressing that issue, they sort out their problems. Some of the most stunningly satisfying experiences I've had is watching people take control over their own lives. And I can bring them in to talk to you, but that, yes, those are the ones. Watch those people. George.
Am I right when I say, I think you are saying to me that I have to take my own responsibility for my own actions and no one can help me doing that?
Somebody can help you to work with you, interact with you. In fact, we do it as an intrinsic, instinctive way of living. When we tell our troubles to somebody else and they say to us, I know someone who had a problem like that, and they did this and that and the other, and when they did that, they found that this happened. And you go, oh, okay. So, and you perhaps might go away and try that. If I come in and you say, listen, George, what you ought to do is this, 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 and this, you can say, what would you know about it? But if I say to you, I know someone who did this or that or the other, and they found that they got this result, it's a metaphor, a clinical metaphor. It's a parallel situation. Okay?
So was that a no?